Good afternoon. It is March 19, 2024, and it is a Tuesday. Here in Sherbrooke, it's currently 4 degrees Celsius, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. It has finally dipped back down below freezing, which is something that I said yesterday. I don't think it's going to happen since it's supposed to be above freezing all day, so it's probably not going to snow. Well, it did snow, and there's snow on the ground, and it's below freezing. Um, I was reading an article earlier this afternoon while I was still in bed about how this is the warmest winter on record in Canada, which is not surprising given the fact that I just experienced it and it was extremely warm. Um, and this is terrifying, but expected. I think that's something that I would say about probably a lot of things going on. Expected, but also terrifying. Um, it's going to keep snowing, which I'll get to. But first, I'd like to talk about something I'm thinking about today. Um, Continuing on with the theme of songs, that made me cry. And this is My Mortal Wound by Lily Talmers, specifically the version that she recorded and posted to YouTube last March 7th, 2023, for the Gems in the Rough contest, put on by the Gems on VHS YouTube channel. I started seeing these videos because a friend of mine had posted a video for Gems in the Rough. And so I watched his video a couple times and then started recommending a lot of the videos from other people, which is cool. It's nice to see people. Like, I'm not really a fan of contests for music, but I think it's nice to see all the people try to put their best foot forward and show and express themselves with the possibility of getting more exposure. Anyway, it's in this case I really hesitate to give that much details because it's just difficult to talk about. I mean, I don't really give a shit about like revealing the personal aspects. It's just like it's just difficult to try to do this succinctly. Maybe people don't want that succinctness. So I did put out a 20-minute video yesterday, um, and anyway, so last March. Oh, and by the way, winter is ending tonight. I want to get back to that. Winter is ending tonight at 11:06 p.m. Um, and winter ties into this song. So I'm seeing a notification from Facebook.com. And it's not something. It is a local bar making an event that I might be interested in. I'm not interested in it. So okay. So last year, a couple months before my complete and total mental breakdown and the breakdown of a lot of what was tenuously, um, at least like appeared stable in my life, I just crumbled. And I was working in a local music venue, and I was drinking a lot. And this person who worked there as well, and we started talking after work. We'd stay there and keep drinking at the bar after the venue, after the shows were done. And just beautiful woman. Um, she's very smart, very confident and assertive, which are qualities that I find attractive. And she, then also like just ego wise, she would listen to me ramble on and on and on, and have a positive reaction to that, and she'd agree with everything I said. And as somebody who's insecure and has low self-esteem, and I want to please everybody, um, that felt really good for my ego, and sort of, usually in situations where um, I feel like there might be some sort of like attraction from another person, from a woman, especially, I I just have a lot of difficulty accepting that unless it's like really extremely just clear, like almost explicit or explicit. Because deep down I feel like there's absolutely no reason why I would deserve that, and why anybody would would be attracted to me or want to be with me. And the worst one that comes through, and I really try to fight against, is like, well, obviously there must be something completely wrong with this other person if they're attracted to me. At that point, though, honestly, given the behavior that I was engaging in, like the amount of drinking that I was doing, um, especially in front of this person, I am going to give a bit of credence to that thought, because I mean, it was definitely visibly unhealthy. And then there's also another time where I told her like I am an alcoholic, and she's like, "Nah, I don't mind." It's just red flag. Anyway, so yeah, I won't go into all the details because it's not. I mean, maybe I should. Maybe that's what's interesting. Maybe that's what people want to hear. I don't know, but I also would like to get on with my day. Um, so so we ended up having sex, even though like she sent me this message. Um, it doesn't really matter. Like she was like really sort of. I felt intense in her the amplification of her feelings in a short period of time, despite her insisting that, you know, she as a person who was like not in a relationship didn't want to be in relationships and just wanted, be free and date other people, as she had been doing for a very long time, for several years. Well, I told her like, well, I see this progressing in a direction that isn't what I want, so let's just be friends. But I had already invited her over to my place, and so I was like, all right, well, she can come over and we can still, have friendly stuff. And she had, you know, um, wanted to have sex before, and I said no, um, which she respected. But then she came over to my place and just brought this bag filled with alcohol, with liquor and tons of beer and stuff. Which, of course, to me, as like an alcoholic, somebody who's also very depressed and drinking a lot, it's like absolutely. So we ended up drinking a lot and then having sex, unprotected sex, which I felt really dumb the next day and very ashamed. Not because like unprotected sex is inherently shameful. It's just like when it comes to like my values, my own personal boundaries, I'd violated my own personal boundaries. And why? Because I wanted to feel pleasure, I wanted dopamine, and then also I was in a position where like I felt desired. I felt like, obviously like attractive because somebody was attracted to me. So it definitely like went to the opposite of a lot of my insecurities about myself. It's always just like caved. Um, and so I regretted that. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to do that again. But then time is difficult. But um, I have difficulty tracking time. It might be because of uh, neurological problems I have. I have Tourette syndrome, um, and apparently that fucks with the frontal lobe. I think maybe that has to do with or maybe just because I was drunk the whole time. That's actually probably more reasonable. I don't know if Tourette syndrome fucks with time tracking. I know it fucks with like different like being organized and impulsivity and stuff like that. But I don't know. I was just definitely drinking every day, and I was drinking a lot. So, um, anyway, one night we were at the venue, we were drinking, and she ended up just getting like blackout drunk, and like I was pretty drunk too, but she was just like stumbling everywhere. I'd never seen her like that. I was like, shit, okay. Well, I mean, she's driven there. She's like, oh, she can't drive home. And what I should have done is just like, I don't know where she lived, really. Oh, actually, no, I did know where she lived. Although I won't say why, because I want to give details about her. But um, she, anyway, I was just like, in my drunken state, I was just like, all right, well, look, I'll go home. We'll get a cab, and she can just stay at my place because I don't know. That's just a solution that I found, and also because she's like, she's still my friend, and I want her to be safe. At least I know she can be safe. Because she was just like totally incoherent and stumbling around. We get to my place finally, and she sits down in my like entrance and like won't get up and stuff, and like I usually get frustrated because I'm just like, dude, I just want to fucking go to bed. I want to deal with this drunk person, but it's also like, all right, well, with my values, I want to be a good friend. And so, anyway, so like, we end up going to bed, and then she starts telling me like that she's in love with me and stuff. She's like, God damn, I don't want to hear this. And I was getting mad. I'm like, why is this happening? I just want to go to sleep. I don't want to deal with this. And yeah, I am getting into details because this next part is important. It is important to explain the impact that the song had. So I just want to wake up, and so I tell her about this. Like, well, basically, I confront her. We're just lying in my bed. I'm just like, what is it you actually want? Because last night when you were drunk, you were saying you were in love with me and stuff, and like, that's not what I want, and that makes me uncomfortable to hear. Um, but I want to know. She's like, no, that's not how we feel and stuff. And it's like, all right, well, whatever. I've said some dumb shit when I'm drunk too, but I don't know what to believe anymore. But this is the thing. We ended up having sex again that morning, unprotected sex again. Why would I do that? And through reflecting on this, is that I just wanted to stop feeling bad. And that is one of the central motivating factors behind a lot of my behavior. Has been for quite some time. Maybe my whole life is I just don't want to feel bad anymore. And so she ended up, leaving that day, and I went onto my computer, and this video was recommended to me, My Mortal Wound by Lily Tomers, which I think really is about like a romantic relationship ending or not being satisfying, and then also the pandemic. But to me, I interpreted it very literally, towards not towards, but in relation to what I was going through. And I've often felt like I'm just not fully a part of the world. I'm not fully there in the experience of life. Sort of halfway there. It's a difficult thing to describe. I don't really know how to describe it more. I mean, I've thought about sort of like a ghost, sort of like halfway between participating in the world in reality and then halfway between like being stuck in my own head. Um, and like I was so exhausted on this day when I heard this song. I was hungover. I was emotionally exhausted from the situation that happened. I was exhausted with myself. I was exhausted with from the pain I was feeling all the time, and I felt exactly like the line says, like I'm just waiting for something to happen. I felt trapped. I felt powerless in this situation. I just want anything to happen, and in the song, in this sort of like chorusy part, it's not really a chorus. The structure is very interesting in this song. She says, "I'm just waiting for something to happen, for anything to happen, for good things to happen." Well, it's only the second time she insists that she wants something to happen, that she even mentions something good to happen. That's wishful thinking, just something to happen. And yeah, definitely when she got to the end of the last like chorus part, for anything to happen here, someone's laughter to run only faster, for paper or plastic, a natural disaster, a ride in a casket, a free colored nap, like that whole part, right? To mention even an image of death, like just waiting for anything different to happen, because I was unable to, I felt just totally trapped and unable to change any of my patterns. Um, so yeah, I broke down sobbing, and that was really, really. It was an accumulation of a lot of stuff over the past few years. Um, so there's like a special advisory that is gonna snow a lot tonight, or yeah, from Tuesday to Wednesday, I believe, right here. Yeah. No, no, Wednesday night. Let me just read it to you. It's in French for some reason, but I'll translate. Intensifying depression on New England will reach the center of Quebec Wednesday night and will move east Thursday. It could produce important quantities of snow as well as create strong winds and snow in these regions. For the moment, the exact trajectory of the depression remains uncertain, and the quantities of these precipitations that are predicted will depend on this trajectory. And the quick accumulation of snow could make you know moving around difficult. Um, it's going to remain below 2 degrees Celsius, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Or sorry, negative 2 degrees Celsius, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to stay below that, fairly stable. It's going to start snowing again later in the afternoon. Um, oh well, actually, from what I see, it could go up. Could go up to 0 degrees Celsius, which I believe is 30. What is it? What is it? 7 p.m. 31 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, around 7 p.m. The sun might peek out a little bit. I think the sun is still up at 7 o'clock around this time of year. And yeah, tonight is the end of winter. Tomorrow is the spring equinox. And in the beginning of that performance of My Mortal Wound, Lily Tomers talks about how the song's about a winter of different sorts. And now that I've changed a lot of these, not a lot, I guess at least one of these the main negative habit that was leading me to feel trapped. I'm not happier. I don't feel like I'm necessarily more a part of the shared human experience. I don't feel more stable. I do feel less stuck though. I guess like even though the weight of agency and choice um, is pretty heavy, and I don't want to bear it. I don't feel quite as stuck. Yesterday, I said I was going to go to bed, or I was going to get away from my computer at 11 p.m. I was able to wrench my attention away from it at 11:06 p.m. And although I went back onto it because I wanted to order something on Amazon, which is expensive, but it was useful, something to organize my Magic the Gathering cards with, because they're sort of just lying around, and it's not great. Um, it's been almost 20 minutes again. But I guess this is what I was able to do today. I'm also just not caffeinated yet, and I don't know. I don't know. It just um, yeah, I'm sad today. I'm sad today, and I still, I guess, I still do feel stuck. But at least, like the terrifying prospect of agency is better than feeling none. And then there's the end, the last part. Life is a party. Don't you want to be a part of it? Don't you want to be part of it? Um, and that was the moment where like I was really, like just turned on the knob of the emotional release of tears, because that's just desperately what I wanted, is just to be, and what I still want is just to participate in life, and I'm having so much difficulty doing it. I'm trying to do it, but it's difficult, like I was raised in a context where I think it was perfectly reasonable for me as a child to interpret the world as a dangerous and inhospitable place. That is not true, generally speaking, at least now in my adult life. But I think I had good reasons to believe that. So it also makes sense that it translated itself to adulthood. And I'm trying to learn different stuff. But for now, it's sleep. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm gonna leave my computer at 11 p.m. Do this for a week, and then I'm going to move on to changing another behavior. Okay. As I spoiled a little bit earlier, it is gray, but later on in the evening, there is a slight possibility, although it will be mostly cloudy, of the sun peeking from behind the clouds, and that's how I feel emotionally as well today. It's very cloudy, but I think there's a chance of some joy appearing even temporarily later on today. Small glimpse, small moment of beautiful blue skies and golden sunshine all along the way. Everyone, have a great day. Ow.